everyone to 284 News. My name is Javon Wilson.
I'm Kamal Haynes.
And I'm Ron Grant.
And we are so thrilled and happy to be coming to you live out of the beautiful British Virgin Islands. The content continues via our website, 284media.com.
In today's news, Penn wins fourth consecutive term in office as the BVI Olympic Committee welcomes new members to the committee following election.
The Royal Virgin Islands Police Force makes breakthrough in recent burglaries across the territory.
Alcoholism, a growing issue in the BVI linked to serious accidents, aggressive motorists, and increasing cancers and other diseases.
BVIslander Joyce Maduro-Donaldson inducted into the Maryland Slow Pitch Softball Hall of Fame, and both VG teams will be aiming to claim the National Basketball District League titles this evening when the finals resume. All this and so much more after a word from our sponsors. You're watching 284 News.
You value traditions. You value music. You value education. Family.
I love you.
Service.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Love. Life. At Popular, we're committed to you and everything our community values. For the things you value the most, count on us. Popular.
Welcome everybody. It's Friday, October 8th, 2021. A fantastic Friday to each and every one of you. We're coming to you live and direct from the beautiful British Virgin Islands. I'm Ron Grant.
And I'm Kamal Haynes, viewers, and we start with news from the Olympic Committee, where Ephraim Penn secured a fourth consecutive term as president of the BVI Olympic Committee on Thursday night, defeating challenger Cleve Farrington for the pivotal post. Well, the elections were conducted at the BVIOC office on Road Reef Plaza and were overseen by an independent election committee comprising of Mrs. Kishiba Sprov, Gareth Thomas, and Kieran Todman. Were also re-elected to their posts during that elections were Secretary General Lloyd Black and Treasurer Mark Chapman, where the newly elected comprised of First Vice President Sabina Clamont, Second Vice President Ralston Henry, Member at Large Gloria Foy, and the new BVIOC, or the BVIVOC Athletes Commission Chairwoman Ashley Kelly. Well, our news team caught up with President Penn following the confirmation of his successive fourth election victory, and he said the win is a testament to the work executed over the years by him and his team.
Personally, it's gratifying that I returned, and it shows that there's appreciation for the hard work and dedication of not only myself but the other person on the previous body, who worked hard to put the BVI to a special place in the development of sports, and we just hope to continue on that journey. Just like to, congratulate the other persons that won, and for those who didn't win, well done. But everyone can't win, and but this is a long-term process that I think that. We have to continue building for the future of the athletes. It's not about me or terms. It's about what can we do to improve the lives of the young athletes, the young person in the community, and also develop other programs that can help person on a whole, the community on a whole. So that's my passion. That's my drive for the next 3 years, whatever long that takes, to make sure that we continue on this journey and we continue to make the BVI proud in whatever way we can.
Well, Penn also made it clear that his victory is for the people of the Virgin Islands and not just a personal accomplishment. He said it's all about giving back to the territory in ways he knows best, which is in the world of sport.
We still have a lot of work to do. We still have a lot of programs that we will hope to implement as a body. And the victory is for the people of the British Virgin Islands and sports in the British Virgin Islands. It's not. Sometimes people get carried away in their own importance and think that the event or the process is about them, but it's not. It's about giving back to your country, giving back to the young people to make sure that their lives are better. That's what really matters to me. That's why I do it. I don't do it for the fame or whatever. I do it because someone gave me the opportunity to be successful in life, And I feel that it's very important that I do the same for the generations to follow. So that's why I keep at it, and hopefully I can make a difference in somebody's life.
Well, Penn also revealed some of his team's immediate plans for the Olympic Committee, which include the implementation of some new programs, as well as strengthening some of the already existing programs.
We have some very important projects, plans that we have. We have been meeting with the Rotary Club of Tortola, sorry. There's so many. I hope I mentioned the right one. But we meet with the Rotary Club of Tortola to work on the implementation of the long-term athlete development plan for communities. We have a program with Canada Sports for Life that we hope to implement in the British Virgin Islands with the support of Canada Sports for Life and with the backing of the Rotary Club, because obesity and what have you has played a lot of problems here, and we hope to try to address that in a positive way. We are also working with the Elite Athlete Program. We're going to try to strengthen that program. I did know we had 2 finalists at the Olympics that was just completed, and our goal is to try to get those finalists as medalists for the next Olympics. So we have to implement programs, make their life easier, make their journey easier, so that they in turn can produce to the top of their ability. So we have program for elite, the elite athletes. We have a program for the community, and we also are helping quite a number of federations to develop their grassroots program. So we are going to be doing a lot of things.
Well, viewers, Penn also said that the Olympic Committee will be working with the Ministry of Sport to assist with the development of a legislation that will seek to establish a national sports council in the territory by year end. Ron, this was I'd like to congratulate Penn for regaining this 4th consecutive term. It speaks to obviously the work he would have done in the territory so far, and obviously some of the plans that he would have implemented. I guess the board and the 15 members, the 16 members who would have voted in terms of the different federations, obviously have confidence in him, continuing his intended goals.
And we certainly do wish the other members that have been elected the very best for their tenure at the BVI Olympic Committee. Continuing on locally on the topic of sports, Virgin Islands-born 6th District resident, our very own Joyce Chichi Maduro-Donaldson, was inducted into the Maryland Slow Pitch Softball Hall of Fame. In an official comment, she said, and I quote, "The honor of being inducted is difficult to come by and even more difficult for non-Maryland natives. So as a woman from the Caribbean, it is extremely an honor to have been selected." Now, Chichi began her slow pitch career at the age of 15. At every level, she was a lead-off hitter on offense and a sports stop on defense. Her hitting production and above average speed revealed she was a consummate table setter and run scorer for the power hitters that followed her in the lineup. She was equally talented and reliable, protecting the middle of the diamond on defense as well. Chichi was loved by her teammates for her never-ending uplifting support and her "we can do this" winning attitude. Due to her 30-year career in the U.S. Air Force, Chichi has displayed her combined offensive and defensive pros in too many countries around the world to list. She has also played in Florida, New Jersey, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Georgia, Tennessee, Washington, D.C., and Maryland. Now, this is just a bit about what her teammates had to say about her. She was and is the fire from a struck match, a documented description by one of Joyce Chichi Donaldson's former teammate. They said, and I quote, "She's so deserving and is a true ambassador of our great sport. In my opinion, one of the best to have ever played the game." Randy Moses, the Hall of Famer 2020. Some highlights, of course, tournament teams selections, and all defensive team and league tournament championship. 284 Media would absolutely like to take this opportunity to congratulate Mrs. Joyce Chichi Maduro-Donaldson on her honor. Kamal, as we continue to highlight the accomplishments of persons within the sporting arena. This is a prime example of putting in hard work. Ms. Maduro is a BVI born out of the 6th electoral district who has spanned a career some 3 decades in the Air Force, but also taken her love for sports to the United States. And we are so proud to see her having been named in the Hall of Fame in Maryland. As was stated, it is not an easy task to be given that award, especially for a Caribbean woman. Not even Maryland residents sometimes receive that honor. So I think we should be extremely proud. And in that saying, we should also be proud of the level of athleticism that we continue to produce, have been contributing in the territory.
Indeed, and that goes to show, especially goes back to the various elections and investment inside the sports, and why it's so critical to have investment in sports to be able to find the talent across the territory, because there's a lot of talent here in the British Virgin Islands. Well, viewers, moving on. Well, up next, alcoholism, a growing issue in the BVI. It's linked to serious accidents, aggressive motorists, and increase in cancers. And also, we also see the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force making a breakthrough in recent burglaries. We get to these and more stories after a word from our sponsors. Well, welcome back, viewers. Well, alcoholism labeled a growing issue in the British Virgin Islands and has been linked to a number of serious vehicular accidents and aggression observed in some motorists in the territory. Well, this is according to Sergeant Kishon Leslie of the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force Road Policing Unit, who made a comment during a recent panel discussion on alcoholism. Well, he said, while the culture of the BVI is accustomed to the consumption of large quantities of alcohol, it is a problem in the BVI society from a policing perspective.
What I can say, it is indeed a problem in the society. Speaking from the road policing standpoint, traffic. When you have these persons going to bars and consuming large amount of alcohol, it affects their ability and it impairs their judgment when it comes to driving motor vehicles or doing any actual work, right? Maybe using tools or anything like that. And for over the years, I observed that motorists, a lot of motorists, consume a lot of alcohol and get in serious collisions. And it's a problem because now the officer has to respond to these incidents. And most of the time, these persons are violent and they don't cooperate. And you have to explain that procedure to them for them to understand. At the same time, they have alcohol in their system.
Well, Sergeant Leslie also said the manner in which residents usually consume alcohol poses a serious threat to the safety of other motorists and pedestrians on the roadway. Well, he said his department has been working to bring more awareness to the issue in hope of reducing the high number of alcohol-related accidents in the territory.
It is a problem for us in terms of road safety. As you know, my department, the Road Policing Unit, we strongly believe in road safety, the safety of our motorists and pedestrians on the street. And when one consumes alcohol, it put innocent lives at risk. It put young children's lives at risk, persons who go to and from school, teachers, everybody. It put their lives at risk. And I would say it's definitely a problem in our society. It's definitely a problem in terms of traffic on the road. And it's one that we take seriously, and we try to do some educational program to help change people's mind and to help manage their alcohol content. If you visit our Facebook page, Road Policing Unit, you will see some tips there in terms of the use of alcohol.
Well, meanwhile, public health nutritionist Patrice Maduro said that the effects of alcoholism is prominently seen within the BVI healthcare system, which has also negatively been impacted through its resources. But she listed some of the diseases directly linked to the constant abuse of alcohol, which continues to be observed in the healthcare facilities across the territory.
And I'm speaking about the drunk driving, but when you're in health and you're in the healthcare system, you can actually see the effects of alcohol in terms of the different amount of cancers that we are seeing: oral cancer, esophageal cancer, you're seeing liver cirrhosis, hypertension, heart disease, stroke, the rise in dementia. All of these can be attributed to the abuse of alcohol. You also have digestive problems and weakened immune systems. So in the healthcare system, you can actually see it. And that in itself causes a whole set of economic burden. Mm-hmm. So that is one of the reasons why it's time for us to actually implement some sort of guidelines. Because if people are aware of how much they can consume in order to have a low risk of these effects, they will be more prepared when they drink alcohol.
Well, viewers, Maduro said these guidelines will be taken from the United Kingdom's current alcohol consumption guidelines, as the UK's guidelines are stricter when compared to other countries. Everyone, this is a very interesting topic. We would have heard about, alcoholism being an issue in the BVI, and we do know that is a prominent part of the culture in terms of,
yes,
consuming alcohol on a regular basis.
As across the region as well.
Especially the Caribbean, yes, indeed. And what was even more, a lot of persons would have made a laugh at in terms of the attempt to try to stop the consumption of alcohol in the month of October, right, in terms of dry October. I believe what she would have mentioned is very critical for persons to actually listen to, in terms of people are not saying the direct effects of alcohol, but there are persons in the territory who are currently suffering from a lot of these diseases, cancers and stuff, and it shows that, we have to pay attention to the amount of alcohol that we consume on a regular basis.
One of the things that is imperative that we understand, like you and I just mentioned about the cultural relevance across the region, almost integrated into a culture as a way of passing time and interacting with each other. I have sat down with the BVI Alzheimer's Association on many occasions. Of course, they recently celebrated or observed World Alzheimer's Month, and that dementia aspect has been linked. Many of the times they've said that the excessive use of alcohol is linked to diseases such as Alzheimer's or dementia. Particularly, I do applaud the Ministry of Health for tackling this issue and bringing it to the forefront. I think in the long run, for the betterment of our territory and its residents, it is something that we have to continue to holistically look at to make sure that we're consuming alcohol within its right and not abusing it. And of course, this goes back to an even more health aspect as we look at the road policing and the number of issues that they have faced as it pertains to drunk drivers, persons getting in accidents. It's simply for the safety and betterment of all our residents.
Indeed.
Continuing on the issue of law enforcement, the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force has made breakthroughs in several burglaries, with 4 arrests in break-ins around Tortola within the past 2 weeks. Detectives have charged Terman Smith, 43, of Old Plantation, and Eric Casey, 30, of Scatliff Alley, with the burglary and theft of 2 generators and 1 blower, 2 vacuums, and a power wash, which were recovered. Keandre Williams, 18, of Parakeeta Bay, was charged with 2 burglaries, one in the business area of Parakeeta Bay and the other at a Bamboo Shea restaurant. Marvin Gums, 44, of no fixed place of abode, was charged with entering a private home in Lower Estate and for later assaulting a man in a parking lot. He was placed on remand for his later reappearance at the magistrate's court. Now, police previously reported an uptake in thefts of generators, water pumps, and tools left around private properties and roadsides unattended, with one resident of Hodges Creek reporting generators stolen from her property. Head of the Criminal Investigations Department, Chief Inspector Paula Aline, noted the importance of cameras played in identifying the perpetrators and encouraging business owners to ensure that these security devices are in place and functional. She said, and I quote, "Our detectives have greater success at identifying the individuals responsible if cameras capture activity in and around premises, particularly at night. It can be invaluable tools in our fight to keep crime at a minimum." Now, persons are asked to ensure that valuable items are stored outside the homes and sheds be secured, and when not in use, opportunist thieves look for items such as generators and tools which they can easily be stolen from premises. We do applaud the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force, Kamal, in securing and really having a breakthrough as it pertains to really having persons receive their property that has been stolen. Up next, we have both VG teams on the aspect of sports. They will be aiming to claim the National Basketball District League titles this evening when the finals resume, and over in the USVI, we pan across there. They will soon start verifying, they say, people vaccinated in the U.S. for travel to the territory. We have the details of these and so much more after a word from our sponsors. You're watching 284 News.
The wait is over. CCT Fire is here. Experience ultra-fast downloads, seamless streaming, and even more reliable connectivity on an all-new fire-blazing super-fast CCT Fiber network. CCT Fire. Bring it home and upgrade today.
Is business slow? Cash flow down? Hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media@cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
Well, welcome back, viewers. Well, all roads lead to the multi-purpose sports complex on Tortola this evening as the finals of the BVI Basketball Federation's 2021 District League competition continue, where both the men's and junior teams of Virgin Gorda will be aiming to win their respective divisions. Well, VG Bayside Blazers, who presently lead the 5-match series against District 4's A's, will be hoping to win Game 4 of their 5-match series to take the title after suffering the first defeat of the competition last Sunday. Well, the Blazers had the opportunity to complete a 3-0 clean sweep of the series. However, A's was not having it back on home turf as they were able to upset the Blazers with a 7-point victory at the multi-purpose sports complex. Well, A's trailed at the end of the first quarter 9-15. However, they regrouped to lead at the end of the remaining quarters 37-24 and 60-44 before eventually winning the game 74-67. Well, for A's, Javon Demings had a joint game-high 21 points, while Shaquem Blackmore collected 16 points and teammate Juwan Richards 14 points and 13 rebounds. Well, for the Blazers, Rodney George had a joint game-high double-double of 21 points with 12 rebounds, while Gary Hillhouse followed with 10 points. Well, let's take a look at those highlights. After being down 9-15 at the end of the first quarter, A's in the yellow and black kit did well to bounce back before the half. Excellent ball movement finding Azim Beezer, who collects 2 of his 10 points on the night. The men from District 4 were on a mission and it showed. Juwan Richards strung through the D as he lay up 2 of his 14 points. It was all about the ball movement in the second quarter for A's. Shaquem Blackmore collects and advances in the paint and does well to find the basket. A's did a good job to remove their deficit and build a 13-point lead at the half, and it took shots like this, Javon Demings with the J. Third quarter action, VG Blazers were down, but they kept the fight on, searching for a basket, and who better to get the job done? Travick Isaac from outside the arc and collects the tray as he had 9 points on the night. But joining in the fun was Cameron Telemake, showing range and picking the Blazers' second and last 3-pointer on the night. But A's kept the pressure on and played like there was no second chance, as it was a must-win situation. Demings finishes with the layup and gets the and one for the 3-point play. Aids were firing on all cylinders. Noah McKelly joins the party and bags the 3. And at the center of the scoring for Aids was Demings. He had a game-high 21 points on the night, here with a mid-range jumper to add 2 more to the scoreboard. And the points kept coming. Joyce Victor converts one of his 2 3-pointers. Demings was having a night to remember as he remained involved in the ball game even when he was not scoring. Here threading the needle and finding Blackmore, who finishes with a layup. He had 16 points on the night. But Fiji Blazers had a few sparks, especially in the final quarter. Here Gary Hillhouse goes coast to coast, Euro steps through the D and bags it off the glass. But despite a late surge by Fiji Blazers, Aids did enough to hold on to force a game 4, taking the ball game by 7 points, winning 74-67. Well, viewers, meanwhile in the junior division, junior VG Bayside Blazers, after losing the first game of the final, came from behind to now lead that 5-match series 2-1 against junior Skillful Ballers. Well, Skillful Ballers won the first game 59-56. However, the junior Blazers held on to win their second game 70-67 and their third game 75-55. Well, in that final game, Tekoy Richardson had a game-high 22 points for the Blazers, while teammates Demron Glasgow and Nikhil Stevens collected 16 and 14 points respectively. Well, for the Ballers, Kyron Walwyn had a team-high double-double of 19 points with 15 rebounds, while his teammate Javin Watley also followed with a double-double of 10 points and 12 rebounds. Well, Game 4 for the juniors will commence at 7 p.m., while the men's game is scheduled for 9 p.m. We obviously would like all persons to come out and support their respective teams. As we know, basketball is a very watched sport in the territory, and just come out and enjoy this yourself and be safe.
I agree. Continuing on and panning across to the USVI, as we close, people who got fully vaccinated any of the U.S. States will soon be able to verify their vaccination status through the USVI travel portal. A big move announced by the Governor Albert Bryan recently that, once implemented, will ease the burden for tourists coming into the territory ahead of the upcoming holiday season. Now, currently, only people vaccinated in the U.S. Virgin Islands can use the travel portal's vaccination verification system. All other individuals must upload an acceptable COVID-19 test result and wait to be verified by the system, which is in part manned by humans. Vaccinated Virgin Islanders can simply upload their information and await verification. All this will change very soon, said Governor Bryan. He said, and I quote, once in place, the system will make travel to and from the territory a little bit easier for our guests. The program is expected to go live in just about 2 to 3 weeks, according to Governor Bryan, who also stated that the program is costly to maintain. All these things cost money, he said. All these tests, all these things is hundreds of thousands of dollars we spend doing this. I don't want to give people the impression that this thing is free, and money that we use on this is money that we're not using on other things to strengthen our health infrastructure in our community. Now, Governor Bryan added 2 to 3 weeks. We are looking at tourist season is starting to pick up, so that's another concern of ours, that we'll start to do these things before tourists start to come. Now, in July, the USVI started accepting vaccination status of individuals vaccinated in the territory as a clearance to re-enter following a trip from abroad. The program may make the USVI more attractive to travelers who are vaccinated as the holidays draw near. But there's also the risk of the COVID-19 cases may increase, of course, as vaccinated individuals, though less likely to be unvaccinated persons, are known to still spread and contract COVID-19. Kamal, we see where the USVI, like ourselves and other countries across the region, are moving swiftly to try to ease restrictions, and we do wish them the very best in all of their endeavors.
Indeed. And obviously with these vaccination verification systems, it helps for traveling and the ease of traveling. Yes. Throughout various countries. Well, viewers, that's it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for daily news updates at 284media.com and like us on Facebook at 284media and 284BVI on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Kamal Haynes.
And I'm Ron Grant. Do have an enjoyable rest of the Friday. Happy Friday to each of and every one of you. Enjoy the weekend, and like our officials have been encouraging, please, if you're going to drink responsibly. We'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.